Hi, JD here, and I'm from the instituteofwow.com, and our business is an advisory business when it comes to marketing, and we help businesses get new clients and get lots of them. We tend to specialize in avalanche marketing techniques, and this is my usual Wednesday show, or should I say Wednesday rant. And if you're not doing this in business, you might like to consider doing it yourself. It's not a matter of how many people are watching live, it's a matter of how many people watch totally your recording. And we will have just a handful of people from time to time watching these things live, but then within a day or two or three, there might be 200 or 300, 400. And one that I did last week, we're up to 5,900 views. So if you're not doing Facebook Live, you should think about doing it for your business, okay? And if you're going to do Facebook Live on a commercial sense, in other words, you're not just going to walk along the beach in the morning and, do selfies and talk about the seagulls and the beautiful weather and, you go, if you dream it, you can do it and all that sort of stuff. If you're doing it for commercial benefit, then what you need to do is consider three elements. And those three elements are that you should have content. I shouldn't have gone you need to have content. You need to have engagement. In other words, people liking you or sharing you or making comments. And then you need to pitch. And that pitch does not happen at the end of your Facebook Live, because that's what you do in webinars. People book in for webinars and they stick around, well, hopefully they do if you're not boring. They stick around for the 30 minutes or the 40 minutes or the 50 minutes, and then you have a 10-minute sell at the end. Well, you don't do that through Facebook Live. What you do is what you do is what I'm about to do, and that is you see the link above. Don't click it now, because you're going to get great content from this lunchtime Wednesday rant of mine. But you can click that after you finish watching this, and you'll go to a 22-minute video showing you how to put together a marketing plan, which is pretty valuable. So that's what you do. Right up front, you highlight to people who you are, what value you can give for them, and then throughout you might seed a call to action. It doesn't matter whether you're selling widgets or whether you're selling, like I am, a service. You don't follow the typical webinar platform. The typical webinar platform is give them lots of content for 30 or 40 or 50 minutes and then do a 10-minute sell. That's not the case with Facebook Live, I can assure you. And we've been doing this now pretty seriously for a few months, and the return on this is insane. And guess what? It's free. It's zip. It's zero. It costs nothing. It's not like Facebook advertising or Instagram advertising or LinkedIn advertising. This is free. Facebook Live is free. Now, what I thought I would do is, in these Wednesday rants, is give you a case study or two that I've been involved in. And the ones that I'm trying to concentrate on are the ones that absolutely went insane in terms of the results that the companies got when they actually followed my join the dots. And the reason I'm doing that is, well, A, to show off, because I'm a show off, but B, because they're the most valuable ones for you. If you're a business owner, by the way, if you're not a business owner, I don't think this is going to be much value, okay? You might want to just keep on scrolling. But if you're a business owner, this and my other rants on Facebook Live should be pretty valuable to you. Why? Because even if you end up doing nothing with me, even if you decide, okay, well, look, he's a know-all, and I see some, some interest in, I see some value in stuff that he's got, but I'm not going to join one of his programs, that's fine, no problems at all, but you can still walk away with a lot of great ideas from these little rants that I do. At least that's my opinion. I'm maybe a little bit biased. Now, the case study that I thought I'd go through with you today is one of my bigger clients over the years. They're called the Greater Building Society. And I had them as a client for about 11 years. And throughout the 11 years that I had them as a client, guess what? They advertised a lot of home loans, and not once did they ever advertise price. Can you believe that? A bank not advertising price on, as in interest rates, for 11 years? Well, that's crazy. But we got away with doing that because I was able to take the consumer's eyes off the price. And how I did that was by doing this. I'm going to put my camera, give me a second, I'll turn my camera around, by the way, and I'm going to show you this particular ad here. Let me just get across it. Okay, so swap your home loan. Let me just put it up. That's probably going to be easier for you. Swap your home loan and get a free holiday. And that's what we did. We had the Get a Home Loan, Get a Free Holiday promotion. It ran for 11 years without this company ever having to advertise an interest rate. And you'll see here, I've got another example. Let me just bring that up. I've got a few printouts here. Excuse the shonky camera work, but it's a one-man band today. Okay, so swap
swap your home loan. In other words, if you're with a bank and you don't like them because they're charging you lots and lots of fees, swap and get a free holiday from the Greater Building Society. And at one stage, we even went to the extent of providing people with 10 cents a litre off their petrol for an entire year. Okay, so they got the free holiday, but when we wanted to spike it, just like McDonald's put the pineapple on the burger and then they call it a Hawaiian burger, we gave away 10 cents per litre fuel discount for a year, as well as the free holiday. Now that then sent results through the roof, and the reason that it did, guess what, 10 cents a litre petrol, 50 litres was our maximum each week, so therefore that's $5 a week multiplied by 52 weeks, that's $260 lousy dollars a year to get a home loan. I think anyone would do that every day of the week. I remember when I actually said to, let me just show you here. Okay, imagine if you didn't have to advertise your products on price, but look what all of these big banks are doing. That is the homepage of the ANZ Bank. Now, that's how exciting that homepage is for home loans. Just have a look at that. I'll try not to be shaky cam. And it basically says, get on top of the home buying process with our flexible home loans, mortgage calculators, and expert tools and tips. Talk to us when you're ready, right? And make the leap. I'm sorry, I just fell asleep. That is the ANZ website, okay, for home loans. Let me show you another one of the big four banks, and you'll see how you can steal market share if you are like me, if you think differently, if you think outside the square. This happens to be the Commonwealth Bank. Look at this. Find your way home. Let me just scan across the page. OMG. Is that exciting you to swap your home loan to the Commonwealth Bank? I don't think so. Find your way home. Look at that. That is their homepage. They're selling home loans. And I'll show you one more just before we get back to me, because it's all about me. And this is the Westpac Bank. Help is here for you. We've just announced. Oh no, that's not it. Sorry, I'll wait for the slider to come by. I think there should be a slider any minute, hopefully. Yeah. Unfortunately, this one's got a slider, so therefore, but it's as boring as batshit, okay? So they've got a technology outlet. That's at the NAB, okay? And let me show you what happened at the Greater Building Society. This happens to be a big book of mine that I show up about from time to time, but this is the sort of advertising that we did for them. Do you think that might stand out from those big banks? I think it might. Swap your home loan, get a free holiday, and let me show you some of the TV ads. I've actually got, give me a second. I've got a trusty little helper here that's going to bring up a couple of TV ads, and let me just ask you, when you watch the TV ads about swapping a home loan to the Greater, is this something that would probably capture your attention, particularly if you've just had a nasty conflict with your bank, or they've just given you bad service? I'm just waiting for this TV commercial to come up. It's taking forever on my computer. Don't you just love the internet in Australia? It is just incredibly slow. Here we go. Let me just take it back to the beginning, and I'll turn up the volume. Give me a second. I'll have to take that back to the beginning. I've got my person here that's a bit slow, I'm afraid. You have to try and get away from work experience, children. Okay, give me a second. We'll take that back. I'll bring it down as you can see what we're doing here. Okay, here's the TV commercial for the Greater Building Society.
We're all going on a summer holiday.
We stayed at the Brits on Broadbeach, and as I said, it was just wonderful. We opened the door and there it was, right over the beach and right over the city lights, and we couldn't believe our eyes, really.
Get a home loan from the Greater Building Society and choose yourself a free holiday. No catches, no competitions. Call the Greater on 13 13 86.
For me and you.
Okay, so do you think that might have got your attention if you've just had a nasty altercation with your bank, or if you've just been hit with a whole bunch of fees, or some bad service? Of course it would. I'll bring up another TV commercial for you and show it to you. We've got a few here, so I'll play 2 or 3 of them, and I want you to have a look at these TV commercials. And sorry, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, well, let me just turn this around. We'll have to start it again. I've got a work experience kid here. I'm sorry. Okay, so here we go. Here we go.
Why leave your bank for the Greater?
Why would I put money into the bank when they charge me for every transaction? They charge me if I use internet banking. They charge me if I use phone banking. They charge me if I use an ATM. They charge me more if I line up for 20 minutes and hand money over the counter. It's a wonder they don't charge me to walk past the bank.
Swap your home loan to the Greater and forget about all these fees. Swap now, save on fees and get a free holiday. Call 13 13 86.
Okay, so can you see a big difference? I'm going to play another one for you. We'll just bring up another. See the big difference in terms of the energy of this sort of stuff?
I was going to play another one for you, but my work experience kid is not working as fast as I'd like him to. So therefore, look, the thing is that when we ran the promotion, get a home loan, get a free holiday, within the first few months, they doubled their home loans. Okay, we're talking gazillions of dollars here. We're talking about a bank, all right? And then within 18 months, they tripled their home loans. I mean, we are talking nutso. And then at a certain point, we got Jerry Seinfeld, or I got Jerry Seinfeld to do their advertising, and it just was wow factor on top of wow factor. Let me show you one of the Fiji holiday commercials that we did. I'm just going to bring it up. Give me 1 second. Here we go.
No, we'll go back to the start. I'm sorry, we'll go back to the start and I'll show you this one. It was actually, I went over to Fiji and produced it, so I got a junket out of this, but it was good fun. A bit funny. Here we go.
I'm very upset. I swap my home loan to the Greater and I get a free holiday to Fiji.
Want a free holiday with your home loan that can take you and your partner all the way to the fabulous Hideaway Resort in Fiji? Airfares and accommodation included? Just get your home loan from the Greater Building Society.
Get a home loan from the Greater and get a free holiday to Fiji. I did.
Call the Greater on 13 13 86.
What's a home loan?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at my own script there, but we did have a bit of fun. I was over in Fiji and we were doing the commercials, get a home loan, get a free holiday to Fiji, and that guy was Bert Newton in Fiji. He was just good fun, and so we decided to, take the piss out of the whole thing, and it was just good fun. It was really good fun, and that TV commercial just went off the dial, just off the dial. Then we decided to take it up a level a few years back, and we decided to get Jerry Seinfeld. And so let me show you exactly what happened when we put Seinfeld together with the free holiday. It's a wow factor on top of a wow factor. It went nuts.
I'll turn the camera around. Give me a second, and here we go.
I'd like to talk to you about a home loan. Not for me, for you. I have a home.
The Get a Getaways home loan from the Greater. It could be the most fun financial decision you'll ever make. Just ask a Greater customer.
When we shopped around for a home loan, we found the Greater had one of the lowest interest rates.
And a free holiday with over 200 choices, and there were no catches.
Get a Getaways home loan and go on a free holiday. Or loan us some money and we'll go on a holiday. Either way, someone's getting out of here.
Okay. Yeah. Terrible, isn't it? I'm laughing at my own gags, but yeah, when we put Seinfeld, well, no one else is. When we put Seinfeld into the equation, then of course the results of the home loan promotion just catapulted. I mean, we're talking wow factor on top of wow factor. And what's the thread of all of this? What am I saying? I'm saying do yourself a favour and take your prospects' their eyes off the price. And we've got 6 children. They're all adults these days. But at one stage, I keep on saying to people, we had 6 children under 12 in the back of a Tarago van, and the easiest way to stop them from screaming was to actually go through McDonald's. And the reason why is because McDonald's they still do have a free toy in the Happy Meal. And we would just buy 6 Happy Meals and keep those 6 little rat bags, quiet in the car. And I don't think they ever ate the hamburgers. They might have eaten a few of the fries, but they wanted the Happy Meal. Why? Because of the, you got it, free toy. And Kellogg's have been doing the same wow factor stuff, so I don't know, for 40 or 50 years. So if you're advertising on price, if you're marketing your products or services on price, then good luck, because there's a new player in town called Amazon, and they're going to beat you probably not only on price but also delivery time, okay, and service. And Amazon are here to wipe out all the bricks and mortar businesses, and they're doing a pretty good job of that. So if you think you're going to take on Amazon and win, then good luck. You certainly must be better at marketing than I am. So my view is that why take them on? What you should do is actually put all your focus onto a free Happy Meal toy or a wow factor. Now, Harvey Norman, here in Australia, of course, is a big retailer of electrical appliances and white goods and computers and all that sort of stuff. Have you noticed that he takes your eyes off the price because he says 2 years interest free? That's a ploy. That's a direct response marketing ploy. And if you'd like to know, blatant plug alert, by the way, if you'd like to know how to do that for your business, then just click the link above. And you will see a very short 22-minute video of how to put together a marketing plan that focuses on taking your prospects' eyes off the price. You won't find this advice anywhere else in the world. I know I'm sounding even more like a wanker now, but you will not see this advice anywhere else in the world in the format that I have it. Okay, we have a particular big system, and I'm going to show you the big book. You're seeing it backwards, but it's a gigantic dossier here called the Wow Manifesto. And when you go to the link above, which is wowmysales.com, you'll see a 22-minute video showcasing the elements that you need to consider if you're going to put a marketing plan together that doesn't involve price discounting. You do not want to go down the path of price discounting. Leave that to Kmart and Walmart and Big W and all those places. They're built for that. You're probably not built for price discounting. You probably want to retain margin, and so therefore the best thing to do is value add. What was the other thing? I'm just asking one of my crew here, was there something else that I needed to talk about today? They're shaking their heads. No, they think I've just about covered it. Look, one thing that I will say to you is that why did the Greater Building Society get such an outstanding result over the years that I was involved? Well, without sounding too boastful, they actually engaged my services as a private consultant. I don't know why I had that particular inflection. Consultant. There's consultants who probably con you, and then there's consultants. Hopefully I'm the latter, okay? They actually engaged my services as a private consultant. And in the last few years of the 11 years I was doing the Greater, my fee each month jumped up to $34,500 a month. So they were paying me just under $35K a month. But guess what? I got Jerry Seinfeld for them. And I tripled, if quadrupled, I would imagine. I haven't got the numbers in front of me at the moment, but you'd probably argue that over the period of time that Seinfeld was involved, they probably tripled, if not quadrupled, their home loans again. That's on top of what had already happened with Get a Home Loan, Get a Free Holiday with that campaign. So whilst I might have been getting $35K a month, which multiply that by 12, it's a pretty good consultancy gig. I know who got the better end of the bargain. Better end of the stick. Now, other big clients who I've had on board over the years, private consultancy, include the likes of News Limited, and we're talking the Westfields of this world, 7-Eleven, Blockbuster Video when it was big, Fairfax, the other big media giant, Channel 9, the NRL, and I can go on, okay? And the value that those guys got out of me probably was disproportionate because they engaged my services as a private consultant. If you're interested in your marketing going to the next level, again, a blatant plug alert here, okay? So if this is boring you shitless, then maybe you'll move on. But if you're interested in any private coaching, then you might like to email us at info@theinstituteofwow. info@theinstituteofwow.com, by the way. We're such a massive conglomerate, there's no AU, so it's info@theinstituteofwow.com. Or just type interested in private coaching, one of the comments below, and we can have a chat, okay? By the way, you will not be paying $34.5K a month. You won't be paying that. We have a private coaching program which is between $3,000 and $4,000 a month, and for that you get an enormous, well, again I'm biased, but you get enormous value. You get unlimited access to me, and you also get, I'm looking around here for one of them. This was one I think I just put together last week. Give me a second. You're going to see it backwards, by the way, but it's a marketing plan. It's a bad photostat at the beginning there, but it's a 32 or 35-page marketing plan that you receive within 10 working days of us meeting. So you just don't get, come along to our events and hug each other, and we'll have a Facebook page where you can ask questions. No, you get unlimited access to me and an implementation coach, and you get within 10 working days a 30-40-page marketing plan for your business, which includes Facebook ad layouts, it includes website layouts, and all sorts of stuff like that. So therefore, if you're interested in that, give me an email, info@theinstituteofwow.com. Let me see, one more thing I was going to say to you, and that is that if you're in the direct response mindset, if I've convinced you to start thinking direct response rather than just brand building, then you might like to write this down, okay? There are two things that you should consider every time you make an offer, and that is time sensitivity, so it's available until Friday at 5 o'clock or whatever it may be, and quantity sensitivity, we only have X number. Now, if you're selling a digital product, it's pretty hard to convince people that there's any quantity limitation. But if you are selling the latest dragster bicycles, gosh, I'm showing my age there, aren't they? But if you're selling something that's a widget, then you can say, look, we've only got X number of them. I'm not suggesting you lie, by the way. I'm just saying that if you want people to really get off their backside and do something, then you might like to consider a time scarcity and also a quantity scarcity. That's when you'll find people will get off their backside. When I'm holding events, and I do quite a few of them, seminars and webinars and things like that, then we will say that we're going to give you a special offer at tonight's event. We hold tapas dinners these days, and by the way, we've got one coming up in Brisbane in a couple of weeks' time. So if you're interested in going to that and you're somewhere near the South East Queensland part of the world, then you might like to just type below, JD, let me know when your tapas dinner is on, okay? Because we have tapas dinners that go from 6 through till 9. And at those events, what we generally do is offer a coaching program one of the 2 or 3 that we have, and I will make a special offer that night because people have given up their evening to come and have dinner with me. We shout dinner, by the way. We're the ones that supplied, so it's a pretty good deal. But they've given up home and away and neighbours, and they've given up sitting with their family that night to come and listen to me ramble. So we will make a special offer that night. So if you're going to have any events, or you're going to have a webinar or a podcast, and you're going to make an offer, make sure it's a special offer. Now, that's not being hypocritical. I'm not saying, you know, price. You might say, oh, hang on, didn't you say don't price discount? I'm talking about don't price discount every week of the year, because then your brand will go through the toilet and you'll find it very, very difficult to get your prices back up again. But if you're going to hold events like David Jones and Myer do, mid-year and Boxing Day, there's nothing wrong with having a special deal. And if you're going to be holding a podcast or a webinar or maybe an event like I do, then you should reward people for giving up some time and actually devoting it to you. And so that's a totally different thing compared to dropping your pants every day of the week. Okay, that's about it, guys. Look, I guess the thing that I wanted to get across to you in this Wednesday live rant is that if you are in business and you are finding it difficult to score market share at the moment, it may be because you're continuing to drop your prices. Stop that, because it's a race to the bottom, and start value adding. And I think the Greater Building Society is probably one of the better examples over the years that I've had, whereby price discounting just went out the window, and for 11 years they just value added. Guess what happened when I left, by the way? I stopped doing them a few years ago because this sort of, I guess, model that I've got now, which is helping smaller businesses, took off from me, and so I stopped doing the Greater. Pretty hard to say goodbye to 35k a month, by the way. My wife wasn't real happy about that when I said, look, I'm moving on. But anyway, and guess what they've done? The new person that came in to look after their marketing has gone back to price discounting. No more Jerry Seinfeld, no more free holidays. They're back to price discounting. Do you think Westpac or NAB are going to let the Greater beat them with home loan interest rates? I don't think so. So they got back into an unwinnable war. Just crazy stuff. By the way, if you would like to have a critique of your website, because that's your director of first impressions these days, just type your URL below, but put the www in front of it. I know we don't have to say that these days, but that'll make it easier for me to click. And so if you do that, then we'd be happy to provide you with a free critique of your website. Hopefully you don't have feelings, because the critique's probably going to be a little bit nasty. I haven't seen too many great websites out there these days. And by the way, if you're interested again in any private coaching, then just give us an email at info@theinstituteofwow.com. Even send it to me if you want, john@theinstituteofwow.com. Even though we have a huge conglomerate of, how many? 900 staff, it'll still get through to me, okay? Righto, guys, I'll leave it at that. So therefore, hopefully you've enjoyed this Wednesday lunchtime show rant. It's having lunch with JD and listening to my rant, and hopefully it's been of good value. This finger is about to say goodbye. See you later.